You must be in a different time zone than I am, but no, 6:30 p.m. lunch.
And I'm still working, so we'll
Well,
see how
that sounds
this.
like fun.
hmm I just texted Jackie and Beth. Beth is our new recruit that we roped into doing this with us this time. So I asked them if they were joining. I don't know if they
Fill
are.
me in on Beth.
So
Well,
Beth runs with our group. She joined. I want to say she joined sometime last year. She's really nice. She's doing the marathon in Pittsburgh for the first time
nice.
in May. So we also conned her into that. But yeah,
Let's
she
be
was
friends.
she seemed like she'd be into it, so we were like, yeah, let's do this thing. So it's been fun to
Let's
have
do this thing.
a new person that we know.
All right, I like it. You conned her in.
Yep, we're good at that.
What's for
We con
lunch?
people into um let's see, this fancy salad that I've never made before, spinach, oranges, pomegranate, walnuts, because I didn't have hazelnuts, I'm too cheap to buy them. Um and toast with cottage cheese and honey. That was my snack in the app. So
I got you. I got you. I'm gonna have a little cottage cheese for dinner. We were supposed to do taco night last night, and then nobody wanted to cook.
ugh.
Wife ended up working late. I was doing stuff, and we're just like, we meal prepped all this food. Let's just eat this. So tonight we'll do ground chicken, all seasoned, all taco style, with some
Yum.
cottage cheese in it and some fake tacos. Because
Sounds good.
I'm trying to stay consistent with all of you for 8 weeks. I can do it. Don't
You
judge
could
me.
do it.
Don't judge me, Sue. Like I said, Wednesday calls are gonna be just like open forum. I only got two questions, so that's not gonna take me a whole lot of time. Not gonna take me a whole lot of time. I actually comment on Heidi's if Heidi's on here. Let's see if she's on here. I don't think she is. That's okay. And then I'll open it up to you all for questions. But before we dive in, how's everybody else feeling? Y'all keep your cameras off, make me feel awkward. They don't like to be seen. Chad's probably on a walk.
Yes, I am. Wednesday night.
Mary, you're good. You're good. You're allowed to keep the cameras off. At least I got some of y'all in the mix. I just got one comment from Heidi. She said she's adjusting things based on running Dumbo Double Dare this weekend. If you got a run coming up, if you can't work out because you're traveling, that's fine too. Like no one's gonna die and you're going out there. If she's doing Dumbo Double Dare, she's got 19.3 miles to run this weekend. So recovery is allowed. I fully give you permission to do that. You don't have permission to slack for 8 weeks. Val, we slacking down there? She said no. No, not at all. Good. So no,
Never, never, never.
you're you're one of my easy ones. I don't have to harass you. Aubrey said that was pointed. I don't know if you say that, I feel like you're pointing it right back at you.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Don't make me pull you up right now. You're lucky I got my questions up in my window, so I can't even pull you up and hound you on it. Another one I got. Where did it go? Where'd my other question go? But oh, and for Heidi, you can totally go in and do the on-demand 2 weeks to race ones. Those are going to be all upper body focused and they shouldn't smoke you out. But I do recommend the weights a hair, dialing back the weights a hair just in case, you don't want to overexert on a race weekend. And my fun story for who watched Mondays or was here with me Monday. Does anybody remember what I was talking about rotation and how if you don't train rotation a lot, it's always something weird that'll cause an injury? A little
Yes,
bit.
when you're running down Main Street and you need to
Yeah.
dive behind somebody.
Yep. So for me, I I I ease off my deadlifts and ease off means I don't deadlifts and squats. I don't go above 225 pounds the probably month, especially coming up to dopey. So like the entire month of December, I just really ease off 2 weeks before, I ease off even more. And Monday, I felt really good. And I think I talked to Ryan about this. And I'm like, you got the strength and you just kind of want to go in and you have to remind yourself, ease off. Well, what I thought was easing off wasn't so much. And Tuesday morning, well, actually, this started Monday night. Monday night, I found these awesome ankle weights. Jen knows my dad. Jen, I stole the ankle weights from my dad back when I moved from Connecticut. And they were in my apartment closet, never used. They were in the garage when we moved for God knows how. So at least 10 years now, they have not been used. And I'm like, oh my God, I have these ankle weights and I'm going to do ab stuff today. Let's bring them to the gym. So I'm a prepper and I threw the ankle weights in my backpack, and I threw my backpack the same place I do every time in the car. And I got up at 4:30 in the morning, got out of the car at the gym at 4:57, and I treated my backpack like it normally is. And I treated it like a very, that's light. It's just got gym clothes in it. And I threw it up over my shoulder and forgot there were two 10-pound weights in it. So 20 pounds plus my other stuff. And when I threw it over the shoulder, it whipped me to the right and gave me that rotation. And I threw out my back the other day, and that was fun. So I had like no motion yesterday. It absolutely sucked. I slept on a heating pad. I laid on a heating pad. I worked on a heating pad, and the Theragun was my best friend. So that's my cue to just take more time on recovery, flexibility, and definitely train my rotation and my core stabilizers a little more. I feel 90% today, so I think all that recovery work did a very good job on me. So I'm very happy about that. But that's my opening story for tonight while I try to find these questions. And they go back in the chat, they disappear. Boom, boom, boom. Where is my question? Oh, Melissa. Is Melissa here with us? I'm not gonna dive through everybody. What's up, Danny? I'm scrolling through and I am trying to dive through everybody.
Yes, Melissa W.
Yeah, Melissa went into the running store 2 weeks ago to get new shoes and talked to the guy who was helping her and said she's trying to get faster. He told her she was too jacked to be a fast runner. Too jacked to be a fast runner, too muscular to be a fast runner. My first thought was the two guys because y'all are muscular. Adam is gonna eat that up. That you said he's super muscular. He's gonna love that so much. As a muscular body type, how do I get faster? Of course, I love to lift and my cardio lacks a little bit. Been doing weekly speed training to try to go fast for 1 minute and 1 minute of recovery for 15 rounds. Fast for 1 minute and 1 minute of recovery. I would try to extend that fastness a little bit longer as you can. Extend, extend, extend. So take that 1 minute, turn it into 1:15, try to hold it a little longer, and just build upon the speed. Add 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Once you get to being comfortable, push yourself to get uncomfortable again. Keep adding a little bit of that. With that being said, that's not completely wrong. So when I generally, in my personal experience, I go through bulking and cutting phases and bulking and cutting because I like to put on muscle and then I like to lean out. So I got birthday cruise coming in April, so I'm going to attempt to lean out for that. And I can guarantee I am going to be faster in April. Why? Because you're just carrying less weight. It's simple as that. Melissa, I feel like you're probably not super bulky. You're not carrying like 100 pounds of muscle on you, like someone like me, which is it will slow you down a little bit, but lean muscle is gonna make you faster. It's gonna have stronger hamstrings. You're gonna fire off faster. The fast twitch fibers are just gonna be so much better and keep you moving faster and healthier for the runs. So I would focus on building up that endurance to start, build up the endurance to start, and then just keep going from there. If you're like jacked bodybuilder type, like I'm talking not even like 210 pounds as of today, me, I'm talking like 240. You got extra 30 pounds holding you back. I just got off a call with somebody I'm working with one-on-one, and she just hit. Is she on here? I told her she better get her ass on here because I'll put her on blast. Damn, she's not on here. I'm diving through. Nope. Well, if she watches the replay, she just hit the 70-pound mark. So she's down 70 pounds since she started her journey. And this will be the first Disney race she's done from when she started at her. So she was when she started doing them 210, weight crept up, and she has not been that weight for a race since. So now it's back down officially below where she ran her lightest. And she's like, it's so much easier now. Um, 70 pounds is a human. That's a child. So you're carrying less, it's gonna make you faster. That's why I should document like what my speeds look like between now and Princess, just so I have some good shares as we go through it. Another question I got, another question I got was from Miss Heather. Heather straight out of the wilderness. And she said, where did it go? She's struggling with carbs. Any good carbs besides veggies and rice? I am of the opinion that there are no bad carbs, especially based on the situation. How many of y'all just down some Skittles or gummy bears when you're on a long run? That carb is very effective for them. But if you're talking about like day-to-day meals, day-to-day eating, how can you fuel yourself with the cleaner carbs? Probably not going to go with the Reese's peanut butter cups. But Karen chimed in. She says sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are going to be one of the best. Sweet potatoes, rice. Said brown rice is a little better, but it's in my opinion, six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. You're not going to break the bank off going brown rice versus white rice. Just some slightly different health benefits there. But sweet potato, those are the staples in my diet. Sweet potatoes and rice. Veggies are good, but a lot of that's going to be fiber, depending on the type of veggie you get, especially if they're green leafy veggies. It's going to be fiber, which is okay. You want fiber in your diet. You want to keep things moving and grooving without going into. If you was in the group coaching call, Krista filled us in on some movement. So y'all can tell Krista. So you fill her in. Oh no, it wasn't Krista. It was Season. Season was filling us in on the high fiber diet. So definitely fuel up with sweet potatoes and rice if you can. But I said, if you're if you want like a bun, try to go with the healthier bun. Don't get the or bread, maybe avoid the what is that? I can't even think of the brand because it's been that long since I've had it. Avoid the Wonder Bread. Maybe go with more of a Dave's Power Bread or the Ezekiel bread. Like look for the healthier options because you're gonna get more nutrition out of that. The calories may come in the same, but I don't feel like enriched white bleached flour is probably the best thing to be putting into your body. Oh, now there's questions coming through the chat. Opinions on wrist straps for deadlifts. Kat, why do you need wrist straps for deadlifts? Is your grip giving up?
Not necessarily. It's just extra support.
Are you at work again?
No, just got home.
You just got home. Okay, you're good. You can leave your camera if you don't want to see me. I saw you yesterday. But I'm okay with the wrist straps. The gloves will throw you off a little bit, and eventually, if you use gloves, you'll find it'll callus up in weird, like different spots than you would normally gain a little callus. Chris wears gloves. I always dog him on it. He's got pretty fingers though. He keeps that fingernails painted. I just saw your face when you popped that camera on, so I had to dog you.
Yeah, I just got yelled at, so I'm here.
He's got delicate hands. Who yelled at you, Cam?
What do you think? Yeah.
Always yelling.
And no, I don't wear gloves for delicate hands. I wear gloves because I wear the wrist straps because I lose my grip.
So you do use the wrist straps.
Yeah.
Cat, I'm good on the wrist straps. I've used them before. I even used to use a strap that had a metal hook on it because it really helped the grip, but it can throw you off a little bit. So feel them out. Make sure you strap them correctly. Nothing against them. The gloves just kind of will throw your grip off a little bit in the long haul. And I know I talked with this with my group coaching friends, but grip strength is is a phenomenal indicator of your health. They've tied it to so many things, and it's like longer. I'm just going to pull it up because I'm going to botch saying it. Improved athletic performance, reduced risk of injury. Just they tied it to a potential for better cognitive function, the strength of your wrist and your grip. Like that's crazy. Lower risk of cardiovascular disease, and it's considered an overall marker of good health and longevity. So working on that's going to be good. But Krista, I'm not, or Katrina, Kat, I'm not opposed to you using them. Not opposed to it. I'll send you a link to some good ones if you want. Best exercises while working behind a stand-up desk. You really hate that they sent you back to the office this new job. She looking to work out while she's at work.
Yes.
So you had the stand-up desk. What could you do? Well, you can get one of those walking desk treadmill things. Get one of those walking desk treadmill things. Keep the legs moving a little bit. I know you wear this. I would not recommend to everybody. I know you wear your compressions at work, and she rocks the compression pants while she's in the office to get recovery. But those ankle weights I was just talking about, you could put those on and do hamstring curls and strengthen the hell out of your hamstrings just by doing that. Not something, not something where it is super taxing. I'm thinking like 10 to 20 reps, one set of that, like every hour. That's what you call a trigger session. It's just enough to like activate the muscle, especially doing it after you eat, because it's going to kickstart that digestion process and get things moving and grooving. Another one, calf raises. That's, runners tend to avoid the calf stuff. And all I found is that I see less injuries and less Achilles problems and all that nasty stuff that nobody wants to deal with. Those are the two main ones I can think of. I mean, you have a closed office, right, Kat?
Yes, but there is a window overlooking some cubicles.
So if you dropped and gave me like 10 squats every hour, it'd be awkward.
I don't care. No.
I didn't think you cared. You wear compression pants while you're at work. You wear compression, so I think you're good with it. I think you're good with it. Like you could drop and do some squats. Squats. You could put a band around your feet and do adductor and adductor work, like and just stretch that out. My puppy is scratching the floor right now. If you see me like running around like this, it's because he's scratching the floor and he wants attention. So my arm is just hanging on the floor with this doggo. Boom, boom, boom. Does that kind of give you a little guidance, Kat?
Yes, thanks, Coach
How
Tom.
much you can do at the desk? How should we adjust calories for long training days? 10, 20 plus miles. That is a big one. That's a big one. I get a lot. And I actually did take some notes on that. When do you feel you run out of energy, Chad? When do we feel gassed?
I don't know, 17-ish miles. I've done a lot with fasting and fat running before. So keeping it slow, zone two workouts. I don't tend to I've made it through 20s without eating before, just drinking water. I know I'm weird.
Nah, and I know a lot of people came in. A lot of people had that. Fasting's hard to go above 17. You're crazy. When uh when the wife and I got into the long runs for dopey training, we ran into a Publix because I have a small bladder and I came out with after my pod. What did I get? A payday bar, I think I got while we're in there. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna get some payday while we're out
That's all
there.
right. Salt,
Sometimes
peanuts, I love it.
you just gotta
Gluten
get
free.
comfortable. It was healthy, super healthy. Plus, I think we're at like 20 miles at that point. So it's all good.
Yeah.
I would say anything above, not even above your 45-minute runs, because those 45-minute runs you see Tuesday and Thursday, that's kind of going to fall into your daily calorie activity. If we said
Right.
you're a moderately active person, when you set things up, that falls into moderate activity. And you should be good to go there to not make any calorie adjustments. But as things start creeping up, 8 plus, 9, definitely in the longer stuff, I would say add an additional 200 to 300 calories, primarily in the form of carbs. And most of the runners are going to use the fast digesting carbs because you want to get that, you want the fuel into your body. You don't want something that's going to be slow. You don't want to eat a sweet potato, even though group people heard about this already. Gordon, who I met on the marathon course last year, whipped out a sweet potato from his bag, all baked and cooked and soggy, and was like, "Do you want one? I have extras." Homeboy had a backpack for of them, and I'm like, I'd rather those fast digesting carbs, like when you need that fuel. So about 200 to 300 calories per hour, I would say. And add those into the current calorie goal. So if you're somebody who is going into, you're following these macros to a T, add it on top of that. You have full permission. You might not get a little star that day, but you're putting in the work. You have to fuel your body. Got to fuel it. Let's see. Any suggestions for resources for stretching, particularly for runners? Hey, Kate, did you go into any of the on-demand ones?
No, not yet.
Go check those out. Let me pull them
Okay.
up. I'll give you some particular ones. And, I am, like I said, I tell that story on about Monday to Tuesday, throwing out my back. And I'm like, I have made a library of things. I went and I was so excited to work out Tuesday morning because I felt good on Monday. And then doing that, I was very bummed.
Mom is on her way home.
Yeah, she is on her way home. We're
Well,
going
where the fuck?
Whoa, caught that one. Caught that one a second too late. But yeah. And then I was like, I got on-demand library. I can just pop off in there with something I've already set up and built out myself. And it was golden. I'm just trying to find my little library. I'm just chit-chatting about it. The hip and back mobility one opened me up almost instantly. Where is my workout? My libraries program. There we go. I have too many. I'm building out. I don't know. Well, I know Carissa does. I'm building out a kettlebell one to throw in there for some on-demands, just if you need a quick little fun one.
Yeah, from like, where's mama? Oh, I sent you a message. I didn't get it. There's no Wi Fi there. Okay. Sorry, I was like,
This
I had to
conversation doesn't go haywire.
write down my new times.
We're gonna use you too. Boom. All right. So, Kate, good ones for you. And we said calves were super angry during speed work after all the calf raises. That I'll give you an easy one, but I would definitely do the back and hip mobility because that's just a good area to keep loose. Mix in, if you have free time, and a mini band, the abductor and adductor one. That's just going to strengthen those smaller muscles. The foam rolling one, if you have a foam roller, definitely do that. Glutes tend to be underactive in a lot of runners. So that quick session is another good one to mix in. Runner's mobility, that's the one I would say look at right away. That's going to really stretch out all those good muscles. It's got, and you said calves were the issue, so it's got ankle alphabets, it's got ankle dorsiflexion, inversion and eversion, plantar and dorsiflexion, and then some Cossack squats to open up the hips, a hip opener, floor sweep, lateral leg swing. And that's probably something like Kat, with you running so much, I would do those first four while you're standing at your desk. Alphabets, dorsal, and once you kind of build that pattern in your head, all right, these are my good 30 seconds of stretches. You can incorporate those into just every single day while you're standing at a standing desk. But that's the one I would say for you, Kate. Do you have stairs in the house?
Yeah, we do.
Florida, not all of them do. So, we're lot of single stories. Go after a run, go to the edge of your stairs. So I'm trying to do a little hand visual. Stand on the edge with your toes and then come down, stretch for 30, come up, stretch for 30. Bonus points if you do it after foam rolling. So, and when you foam roll on the calves, find the most miserable spot. There's a little thing called the Golgi tendon that when you sit on that nasty knot for 30 seconds, it just causes a release. The tension, it releases, and that's the best time to go into that stretch. It's gonna open it up. I like your princess shirt.
Oh, thank you. It's the pass holder one from last year.
It's the pass holder one.
Yeah.
Never end up with any merch at Princess. Just never happens. We'll see if this year changes.
I forget which day I went. I feel like I accidentally went really early. So I got it.
How do you accidentally go early?
I don't know. I think I thought it opened the day previous and it didn't. So I went after work one day and everything was still there.
All right. That rarely happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Nicole said tips for hitting our fat intake goals, focusing on hitting my protein goal each day, and have been struggling to hit my fat intake goal. Chad recommended avocado or coconut oil. Nicole, are we going above or below? And if you don't chime in,
Below.
we're going below. Okay.
Yeah.
That's rare. That's
I've
rare.
been pretty far off, like a third or so off each day.
I'm gonna pull you up. I want to see it. See it for myself. Good amount off. Talking about 24%. Good. Well, that's just today. Let's not call today. 20. Okay. 26. Yeah. You're about 9% off that day. You're not crazy far. Any foods you say heck no to?
Nope.
Do we have any eggs in your diet?
Yeah,
Just
I'll
go-
have them for breakfast, alternating with cottage cheese.
I would go with an egg because it's probably going to be like one of the healthier fats you can mix in. And
Okay.
it's controllable. So one egg, you're going to get this many grams, 2 eggs. And if that doesn't fill you up like a 2 egg, you can always throw in egg whites to bump up. But you don't have a problem on the protein. Good job.
Thank you.
That's usually the struggle. So calorie goals, and I'll go deep diver on this one since we don't have a ton of questions tonight. But let's say hierarchy. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to drop down, it's just this would be the most important. This would be second most important. If I'm designing a plan, the first thing I want you to do is try to hit calories. We hit calories, things are going to start moving in the right direction if the calorie number is right. And everybody's body's a little different, so you don't know if it's 100% right until we see how your body reacts to it a little bit. So I'm watching everybody when you do your weigh-in. I take a look at that. I get the little notification. All right, we're trending in the right way. We don't need to touch anything. And that's good. Next thing, let's dial in the protein. Let's dial in the protein because protein is super satiating. It's going to fill you up and it's going to help you rebuild muscle. Incorporating strength training, we break down, we got to build back up. So focus on that. The carbs and the fats, while important, will matter a little less than that. Carbs, too much, it's going to give you more energy unless you go like way overboard with the calories. It won't be a killer. So fats, on the other hand, I want to say we are probably 90% women on the call, maybe 80%. Fats are important and little more so for women, in my opinion, because of hormonal health. And I've just seen when, I've cut all fat out of my diet and it kind of wrecks the hormones and stuff starts, that's one of the first places people look to cut. And then you cut too deep and there's some telltale signs, you're not as regular with your cycle and your sleep gets off. And if you go too far down that rabbit hole and you don't get enough fats, then hair could start coming out. Avoid those things at all costs. And so try to really have a healthy amount of fats, 30 to 35%. So I think we got to pump yours up a little bit. And eggs are going to be one of the best sources. Like Chad said, avocado oil. You can get it from nuts, but nuts, you just got to be careful. It's so easy to go overboard on nuts, and it's just downright disrespectful when you look at what a serving size of nuts is. It's comparing to what the calories are. You're like, this is ridiculous. This is serving of nuts is like that. It's not fair. They shouldn't be allowed to put it on a label like that. No one's eating 4 nuts when they open thing. So that's my rant for the night. Avocado nuts, little fattier meat, but not too fatty. I mean, going with like a grass-fed 85 will definitely just pump that up a little bit. So like it gives you a couple options. You have the cottage. I can see the cottage cheese in your diet already. So that's you'll get some fats from that. Yogurt, so not going fat free on the yogurt. We got all right. We got even you got it on the 26th. 26 was what? Sunday? Because you had some bacon.
Yeah.
You just need to get some more bacon in your diet.
Okay.
Just a little bit more.
Okay.
And that day was actually good. I'm okay with 30% there. 30% is good. Like 35 is probably a little better for the hormone health. And 30 is not far off from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. We got that one. We got that one. Danny just ran a half on Saturday. Best way to adjust calorie intake for long run days, but also workout days where it can be shorter, but more intense speed and workload wise. That goes back to our question before, and also look, if you know you have a marathon coming up or a half marathon coming up on Saturday or Sunday, that fueling should start a little like beforehand. All right, I'm going to be running. Let's just say I'm anticipating 3 hours of running on Saturday, 3 hours of running over my normal, span. So let's go up 600 to 900 calories on Friday because you want some fuel in your system already. You want to have that ready to go and just be fueled up. You don't want to be chugging too many goos the morning of the race and hoping that fuel gets into your system. And then Danny, that's where I mean you don't have an issue with it. You're lean as all heck, but where I find a lot of people, especially as they approach like a dopey or a marathon, go wrong is they get used to that certain calorie level, and those 900 they added, they're eating Monday, and Monday's just sitting at a desk, and then they do it on Tuesday, and you went from 2,400 to 3,300. God, my math was bad there. 3,300, and you're doing it Monday through Friday, and then they're like, oh, I gained weight on a marathon. You upped your calorie intake on days that your body didn't need it as much. So that's what you really got to watch out for there. Heidi's PT had me doing calf raises for plantar fasciitis, and I'm happy to keep doing them as long as it keeps the PF away. Uh, Preach, Heidi. They are so beneficial, and I love them. I think I only met, one running coach ever that told their client that they shouldn't be doing strength training. Kat, that was yours, right? She's still listening. I think she told Kat she didn't like her strength training, so we fired her, and now she works with Alicia.
Tom, dude, the guy that I coached high school with, he discouraged the kids from strength training because he didn't want them to get bulky. Once the girls got to college and I was still coaching them, I started having them do training 3 times a week, like just going to classes at their college. All of them are running faster with less running and less injury.
I love that. I love that. Less injuries. They like a lot of people reach out to me like I want to lose weight, and I work with a lot of runners. I want to injury proof you. I want you to like not have any. And there's been times where I've had to have come to Jesus talks. I ended up firing somebody a couple 2 years back, and I do that to people. I fired him because he couldn't stop running. So he was training up for dopey. He was running 6 days a week. He wanted to do an hour of strength training those days, and he also did Orange Theory classes 6 days a week. And I said, dude, this is too much on your body. You're gonna hurt yourself. I don't want to give you you're doing too much. Dopey's gonna roll around and your body's not gonna be ready. your body's going to be too broken down. 2 years in a row, he fractured his foot 2 weeks before Dopey and had to bail out on it. I'm like, I told you, man. After the first year, I said, if you do it again next year, you don't listen, you're fired. January came, and I see him still. Talk to the guy, but just got to take care of your body. Work out with balance. Work out with balance. I want to injury proof everybody. Do we offset calories consumed with calorie output? Like I'm on a 10-mile day. Do I go that far into a deficit? No, that's fuel up for that. Fuel up a little extra for that 10-mile day. Your activity level, you probably got yourself set up at, you probably were very active. You're very active. Let's see. You're in here as Chris. No one knows you as Chris.
You got me at 2310.
You have yourself as moderately active. So you run away.
Oops.
You might be already over a little bit because no, you actually might be. I feel like you're probably very active.
Yeah.
You're very active. You're probably in that mid range between levels 3 and 4. So definitely offset those calories a little bit.
Should we adjust my calorie intake then?
I can definitely do that.
Yeah.
I can definitely do that. Let's look at your weight though.
Hey, leave the weight out of it.
Well, you got to get more consistent putting a weight in there for me.
Yeah, it was funny. Something I wanted to message you about because I wish I'd done a DEX scan before. Cause I know I want to start cutting weight, and I know I'll get put on a lot of muscle mass. And I'm like, how much the amount that I want to cut is now completely changed because I don't know what the muscle increase has been.
It's a whole different, yes, whole different ball game. I'm like, I don't know what and I made a little post today that I have my goals set for the next 3 months, all the way leading up to the cruise I'm going on with the wife for our anniversary and my birthday. And I got my princess goal, I got my springtime goal, and I left room for interpretation on the last one. I don't know if I'm going to want to go back up a little from there or go back down. So yeah, your body's different now than when we started working together. You've put on muscle. You look different.
Yeah.
You're not going to be allowed to run next to Adam at Princess either. Post another emotional post.
Oh my God, that's wrong.
Carissa, do we have any unilateral on-demand workouts? I don't currently, but that's a great idea. I can make one. I'm actually working on a new phase too, more for performance and things that will probably make you a little more uncomfortable and work out, not your state, like work your movement patterns out of things that you're not used to. So I might play with that new program. So I'll give you some more unilateral if that's what you want. Why do you like unilateral?
Because I know I have imbalances from past injuries.
That's all I wanted to hear you say. That's all I wanted to hear you say. I'm gonna dump some of my tester ones your way that you can try out, but they're a little more, instead of being total body style, it's gonna be more push, pull, and leg style. So if you do like the leg one, I would say let off the gas pedal on the leg work on another one. Because you got strong legs though. I know you got strong legs. Yeah, you squat like a machine. I got your video. I gotta watch it. I'll watch it soon. Any recommendations for protein powder? I am struggling to meet my daily protein goal. Jess says I use Owen and Orgain. Both are vegan, taste really yummy, low sugar, and fairly decent amount of protein. We got Equip, we got Dymatize. Kim and I only use one type of protein in this house, and I'm in charge of ordering it. Kim, what type of protein is the only one I let you use? See if she
the first form, but actually no, I want to speak to that, the Owen brand, because I have a sensitive stomach sometimes, especially when it comes to dairy. So that brand has also been like a saving grace for me. But I enjoy that one in the first form.
That's she bought those, I want to say at Publix, like a 4-pack of that Owen brand, and she was raving about it. And that's like a pre-made one. So that's good. You can keep it in the fridge. You just got to keep it, cold. Otherwise it gets nasty. But this is the one I use, and I swear by it. I've used a lot of different proteins over the years, and one of the worst mistakes I made early on was trying to like cheap out on protein. And not that the first form is much more expensive, but I would buy like, I don't know, it was like bulksupplements.com, and they would send me this like 6-pound bag. Like it looked like a thing of dog food, giant bag. And it just digested terribly. And they had a terrible return policy and all that. And I was just always bloated from this protein, and it was not fun. But first form, I have a little bit of a sensitive tummy. That's one of the only ones that if I go above that, I think there's 24 grams in a serving on most of them. If I go into like the 2-serving realm, which I don't often do, 3-serving realm, occasionally if life gets crazy, I'll mix some in if I can't hit my numbers. First form, I can keep it down and not have any tummy issues and no bloating. And I like to listen to your recommendations, and I'll try out anything. So send me when you like. But one person I was working with recommended to me, oh, it's not even on there anymore. I had to go look for the flavor. It was root beer float, and I hated it. And I took one scoop of it and I was like, this is disgusting. And I messaged them. They credited it for me. They were like, don't even worry about sending it back. You come to us religiously. I got a credit for the root beer float right away. And they were like, you know, if you want us to replace it, we'll just send you a new bottle. And I was like, are you serious? Like made in the USA, non-GMO, all the right type of facilities, GMP facility that makes it. And I usually get a handwritten thank you note, which that goes a long way in my book when I get the handwritten thank you note from them on my little invoice. So that's why I've stuck with them. And if I spend enough, they give me a free t-shirt from time to time. And if Jenny was on here, Jenny would tell you to stay the hell away from the peanut butter and jelly flavor. And as a diehard peanut butter addict, we both screwed up when they dropped that one. We did not love PB&J. So avoid at all costs. It's not tasty. Oh, Kate's got a baby in the house. She got a little one now. See, so that's my protein. Owen and First Form are my go-tos. I buy most of my supplements through First Form. I will do like a supplement rant on probably next week will be nutrition for the call on Monday, and then we'll follow that up with supplements because supplements are one thing where they drive me crazy. And I'll touch on that briefly before we keep going. The first thing, man, you're in great shape. What supplements do you take? And I'm like, chicken, rice, broccoli. So much in the food, but people want to go to the thing they can buy first. So we'll save my supplement soapbox for the next call, not 2 calls. Let's see. How should I increase my calories for next week? And 48-hour ultra aiming for 50 to 62 miles. Lisa, first off, who did you sucker into being your guide for that?
I got a bunch of people like that are actually running it with me. So I'm gonna like tag team.
I'd guide for you at Disney up to 26, but you are not getting me to do a 50 to 62 miler.
But you can sit down, like I can do like 10 miles, sit down, take a nap, eat, and then get up and I can walk. Like it's like a mile and a quarter, mile and a half loops. So
how do you
what race, Lisa? What race?
What
race?
It's surf with sombrero running events.
Never heard of it. Okay.
It's the first one that sombrero is putting on. It's like the first one this year. So it's in Middleburg, like an hour from Jacksonville.
Florida. Got it.
Yeah.
Not too far north. Okay.
It's not Yo Mama's trail race, it says.
That one we just did. We just did that last
Oh,
weekend.
you're doing surf.
Yeah, I'm doing surf.
I Googled it. You're crazy. You sure
I
you don't
know.
want to go for the 100-miler?
Well, people are trying to get me to do the 100K because the furthest distance I've gone is a 50K. So I'm shooting between 50 miles and 62.
50 to
So
62.
We'll see how much pain I'm in for my fibromyalgia. We'll see how that's gonna.
What's your anticipated pace?
Slow party pace.
We'll call it 16.
Yeah, between 16 and 18.
16 is 800 minutes. 60 minutes to an hour. You're looking at going for 13 hours to probably 15 hours. 13 to 15 hours, and you're going to need a lot more fuel. I would go on the higher end.
Yeah.
You got to be near almost 4,000 calories.
You're gonna need real food, Lisa. Don't gel this. You're gonna need burgers, pizza, whatever favorite food you
that's
enjoy.
why I was asking now, so I can I'm gonna bring some protein and stuff with me, but they're gonna have food there too.
Yo, I was gonna say, what's the food set situation like? What's this look like? You just
like there's gonna be they're having flame broiler catered in Friday night. So chicken and rice bowls Friday night. I know they're gonna have burgers. I know they're gonna have chorizo burritos with eggs. I don't know what else they're gonna have, but
are they gonna have pancakes?
Probably, yeah. Bacon.
Yep.
I can't tell if Chad's getting hungry on this call or
I'm just saying
about an ultra.
I just know what I eat on my 6-day races, so I'm just throwing out ideas.
That's 4,000 cal. When I did that math, that's 4,000 above what you regularly take in.
Yeah,
but
I'm struggling.
Mind you, you're not going to be tracking it as much though, because like Chad said, there's going to be burgers out there, and you're just going to house a burger because your body's going to need it.
Right.
Putting in the work. I don't think one day like that you're going to be able to and even if you ended up overeating by 4,000 calories, we upped your calories by 4,000. There's still only 3,500 calories in a pound. So with all the exertion you're going to do, the scale's probably going to go up because your body's going to be inflamed as all hell, but I don't think you're going to put on anything because you overfueled. I think you run more of a risk under fueling with that kind of undertaking. Like when is this, next weekend?
This is next weekend, yeah.
Go start eating now. You need to go have a sandwich. Every Saturday. Well, it's got to be Saturday and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right.
We'll see how far I get. Like if my pain gets real bad, of course I'm not going to be able to push it. But
we got to make sure we all send you well wishes and cheers in the chat. Cheers in the chat. Let's see. Some of y'all crazy. You sending me messages through my app with questions too. I like it. Doggy's back. He's good. He's good. Can I clarify on single-sided things like legs? 8 to 12 reps each leg. Each leg. I'm not sure to put that in there. And if you're only doing 4 to 6, you should have gone super heavy. So I'll let that slide. Let that slide on this one. Chris wants to do a deep dive on creatine, pre-workout, and CLA. Any others? Let me throw that in the notes, because I geek out on that and supplements, and I'll have to make sure I time that one out. Maybe do a slideshow. Creatine, CLA. No one ever asks about CLA. They always ask about pre-workout, protein, and creatine. No one asks about that. Can I shed some light working out fasted for males versus females? Any concerns for women working out fasted? Any recs for pre-workout snacks? How long's your fast?
I don't like being put on the spot.
You
It's
put me
from
on the
the night
spot from the living
before.
room.
Okay, wait, let me do the math really quick. It's probably like 13 hours maybe at that point already, 14.
Get a pre-workout, get something in pre-workout. Um, I
But
don't love,
for
but
females working out fasted, is there concerns? Because I recently came across something that is different for males and females, and I didn't realize that it's
fasting for women is another one that can have a negative hormonal response. It's one thing, and I'll actually throw that in the notes too, because I can deep dive on a little more on fasting. But fasting is really just another method of controlling your calories. You're probably going to eat less if you only eat for 8 hours. Like it's just simple math. If you only have 8 hours to eat during your day, or even a 6 hour window, you're highly unlikely to go over your calorie goals because you're in that window. A lot of people still do actually because 6 hours opens up. They're like, I can eat everything in sight, and they go off the rails. There's definitely hormonal concerns for women, and I want to get this right. In fasting, I want to see if I know there's a term for it. I really would actually prefer to deep dive on that one. But yeah, just even a quick search can cause changes in women affecting menstrual cycles, fertility, and overall health. And the why behind that is fasting is going to cause a cortisol spike. Adding that to my notes. Cortisol, and yeah, we're going to need more than the next 8 minutes for that. I don't recommend it. I don't love it. I used to be somebody that religiously worked out fasted because I work out generally at 5 o'clock in the morning. I work out at 5 in the morning, and I'm like, I don't have time to eat. And then I changed up my workout a little bit. I tweaked things out where I will go do a little bit of fasted cardio on the treadmill, but while I do it, I sip a protein shake, usually just like a half a protein. And another thing by First Form, it's called Ignition, which is primarily just carbs. And I noticed within 2 months I was stronger almost immediately. Noticed almost immediately. Not really everybody's thing to drink a thing of sugar. It's almost the same thing as taking a goo or a gel, but it's similar flow. But pre-workout snacks, banana. You have to find something, and I think Kim, no, I have to work out at 5 in the morning. If I work out in the evening, my digestive system just feels like trash. I get belly aches while I'm working out, and I just don't enjoy it as much because my stomach has food in it from the day. So something light, easily digestible, banana, rice cakes. I don't even know why I didn't say rice cakes before. I ate rice cakes as a pre-workout meal, pre-workout and post-workout nutrition. We're going to deep dive on all this thing. These questions open me up for our content for the rest. Pre-workout, post-workout nutrition keeps going into the notes so I can dive deeper. But rice cakes were a staple probably for 2 years where I would have one rice cake before going for my workout for a long time. And I told you about the guy that had me measure out the 7 spears of asparagus and like the 6 almonds on one of the calls, and I got super shredded and super lean, and I hated life. And I was like, there is no need to be this lean. There's no need to go this far down the rabbit hole and in the chase of having abs. And one of the things I thought the guy was crazy. Of course, after I sent him the first check, my pre-workout meal was listed as one Pop Tart. And I was like, oh, this guy's a freaking lunatic. And I was already eating healthy. I thought he was nuts. I'm like, I'm not eating a Pop Tart. I'm trying to get in shape. This man's crazy. But it was fast sugar. It's, some fast digestible carbs to get into your body. And I've seen I've seen it all in the years. I've seen guys in locker rooms chugging down a Pixie stick. So just a stick full of sugar. I've seen the Skittles and any kind of carb beforehand. But if we're looking if we're looking down at the overall picture, I don't want you to just be, oh, I can hit my macro goals with a Reese's peanut butter cup. I want your body to feel better. And I know your body's probably going to feel a little better with getting it from something like a rice cake versus a Reese's peanut butter cup. And I'm going to deep dive more onto that fasted question and pre-workout snacks on another call. But hopefully that gives you a good starting point. Heidi said, great question. I work out fasted early too, but maybe I have time for a banana or a half protein shake. And yeah, that's it. I mean, how do you work out at home? She's quiet. We're going to assume she goes to a gym. So that's something you can drink. Oh, she does work out at home. So you'd have to have that like right before. But generally too, and I asked what Kim's eating window was. She said, I think 12 hours, 13 hours. We figure we're going to eat dinner probably at 8 o'clock tonight because it doesn't smell like anybody's cooking out there. Get myself in the doghouse while we're on here. We're going to eat at 8 o'clock, and then I go work out at 5 a.m., which means I'm up at 4, 8. You got 4 hours there, 4 hours there, 5, 9 hours. You still have food going through your system at 9 hours. You're still going to have fuel, and doesn't mysteriously go like just disappear because you went to bed. So it's in there. BCAAs, Karen, adding that. But if you work out fasted, 10 out of 10, drink BCAAs on your way to the gym. Melissa, you should try that. You do a 5 a.m. Orange Theory class, right, Melissa?
Yes, twice a week.
I would say if you don't eat anything, I would consider sipping a BCAA. It's actually it's branched chain amino acids. It's the essential ones, and it's basically the building blocks of the muscle. So when you go in and break things down, it's going to have a little protective properties, help you from breaking down too much. Which that's a win. That's a win. You don't want to break down too much unless you're rebuilding. Has anyone ever done a long fast? No. A lot of you are Disney people, so I'm gonna recommend you check out the episode of it's a Nat Geo thing. Oh no, he's gonna make me watch a nerdy documentary. No, it's got Chris Hemsworth in it, and I'm a married man. That's a good looking man. So I just gave you permission to go watch Limitless with Chris Hemsworth, and he does an episode where he fasts for 3 days straight, and that's where they say there's a lot of benefits to basically just flushing all of the dead. Chad did it, 5 day water fast.
Yeah, water and black coffee.
How did you feel?
Phenomenal. I trained through everything, and it was more my wife got pissed off because she couldn't do it, and she told me I had to eat because she was getting scared. So, but yeah, the autophagy piece you were talking about.
I have
for the longer fast.
I'm tempted to try a 3 day fast. Not for any cause, any form of weight loss. I don't recommend it for that reason. I think there's better ways you can get it. I want to try it for the overall health benefits because it's supposed to just kind of reset and let your body rest.
Yeah, I mean, it does. And you'd be surprised how much at least I'll and no one, right? I can't tell how everyone feels, but the energy level, the mind clarity, the focus, sleep quality, everything just started getting better and better. So.
And then we have Chris below you who just said he would commit a war crime if he did that. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try 3 days. I'm not going for 5 like you, but that's going to
I'll be honest. 5 wasn't the goal. 5 it kept happening. Like you're like, hey, I'm going to go to bed. I'm kind of hungry. Well, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. Kids are old enough. I don't have to, like, I'm just going to go to sleep. Next thing you know, you're sleeping for 8, 9 hours and you're feeling great. And you get busy through your day. You're not, if you're staring at your computer all day, yeah, you might get bored and you want a snack. But if you're up moving around doing stuff, Your mind goes elsewhere.
I've never seen you not moving.
Well, yeah.
It must have been easy. I'm excited. I will document the whole, like, just because I nerd out over that, and I want to see if I go a little crazy and get like Chris and commit a war crime. Kate's gonna commit a war crime too. But it is on my list to try, and I will report back on the findings. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So that's a whole different ballgame of fasting. But that Chris Hemsworth Limitless, you can watch him do it. They made that poor man hunt for his food afterwards. Would have just been like, feed me. Kim, I just mixed the powder into my coffee as the creamer. Thanks for the question about women and fasting. I can't wait to dive deeper into that one, Debbie. But with that, it is dinner time. Should we go more nutrition overall? Because I prep for the Monday calls. Should we go more nutrition overall on Monday? Or should we dive into supplements? Or should we dive into fasting? And you could put that in the other chat too if you want. I wonder if I could do a poll in there. Let's find out. Probably not. Probably not because it's a workout app. No, it doesn't look. Oh, maybe. Add. Nope, I can't do a poll, but I'll just put that question in the group chat and then throw an answer in there. Let me know what you want, and I'll make that. And the other two will be added to following calls. But I want to have a nice focused topic that you all want to hear on Monday. With that, keep on it, keep strong. And what's the motto? What's our theme motto?
You can
Do hard things.
hard things.
There you go. You can do hard things. Kate, this one does not look entertained. Go entertain.
Isabel, are you not entertained? She's a little sick. Isabel, can you say hi?
I feel better.
Aw.
Feel better. Good night, Isabel.
Good night.
Say good night, Mr. Tom.
Good night, Mr. Tom.
Yeah, CC, I got the Gladiator reference too.
Yeah, I heard Gladiator too.
Yeah.
Tell me you're the three talking men on the call where that's all you heard was Gladiator. You all go have a good night and keep crushing it. Bye.